Well, good evening and welcome to My Psychic Connection. I am your host, Journey Ryan. We are here on Thursday night. You guys know what that means. Dream interpretations with who else? Marin. Hi,
Hello.
Marin. How are you?
Hi. Wonderful to be here.
Absolutely. And everybody's saying hi. So hi, Catherine and Rachel and everybody else that's coming into the room. We're just now getting settled in. Are you guys ready to do some digging into them dreams? Because I am. And I know Marin is, and she has some great messages to talk to us about today. So I'm going to go and turn the mic over to Marin.
Thank you. You know, I thought I would start out by talking. Well, this is a question that I was asked recently, and I have been asked, is can you bring someone who has passed, can you bring them into your dreams? And, you know, can you dream about them? And, you know, there are many different ideas on that. I say, why not try it? Yes, it is possible. And then again, maybe it isn't. Does that dream figure really want to come into the dream? So an experience that I had last night, you know, I just thought, well, let me try this. So as I was going to sleep, I thought about this person that has passed 2 years now. And I just thought about her as I was going to sleep, as I was, you know, just relaxing. I would think about what we did, where we went, what we talked about, and I just kind of slowly went off to sleep. And what happened was, this is interesting. A dream companion or a dream guide, I like to call another figure that comes in, says to me, what do you remember about this person? And what happened was their clothes, what they used to wear, came forward. Now, the person did not come into my dream. And it might be because I'm still in sadness. But their clothes came forward. And so I was able to, you know, kind of make that happen. Well, I don't know if I was able to make it happen, but at least I opened the door and I became more open-minded so that the dream figure or whatever memory had a space to come in. I also talk about, I have talked about lucid dreaming. And I think in your past shows, you know, I've gotten questions where this figure comes in and I don't know why, and they're really scary or they're really funny or they want to give me a message. I don't know. And I have said, well, turn around and ask them. So how do you do that? So there's a person that I have read. His name is Dr. Stephen LaBerge, and this is Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming. Now, I've had this book for 20 years, but there's a lot of research out there about how to relax and how to begin to practice the lucid dreaming kind of thing. So, you know, you start to notice things during the day. You start to notice detail. You're in the present moment. And then before you go to bed or as you start to fall asleep, notice the walls, the sheets, your hands, you know, the pillow. Just notice the details. And then start to think about, it sure would be nice to have a lucid dream. You know, set the intention out there and become relaxed and open to it. And then, you know, again, it's a practice. And The key thing, though, and I again, I speak from my experience, when you wake up in a dream, you're lucid dreaming. You're still dreaming, but you're awake. Try not to get excited, because the last time I had a lucid dream, and it's not very often, I was so excited. It's like, I'm awake, or I know I'm in a dream, and I love flying. I absolutely love to fly. So I, I said to myself, I'm going to fly from the top of this building over to that mountain over there. And I was so excited. I started to fly, and then I started to sink because I was back in the dream, or I started to get back into the dream, and I lost lucidity.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I mean, it was a practice. So when I'm lucid in a dream, when I'm aware, I try not to get too excited, and I try to ask the figures that come forward, why are you here? What message do you want to give to me? Or, I think I would like to, walk into this next valley or something. So try not to get excited. Anyway, it's a practice. So those are my dream tips for you tonight.
Right. It's definitely interesting. I have many dreams myself, and I try to write them down as I've shared with you guys. And I've had it to where I can control my dreams as well. So it's not easy, but you got to remember you are dreaming and you have control. And that's the hard part.
Yes, yes. And, there was a caller on one of your shows that said that they did turn around and tell this bad figure, this bad image,
Mhm.
okay, you're gone. And, I thought that was very, very, they had control. And
Right,
so that's a really wonderful way of looking at nightmares or trauma dreams, not running away from it, but turning around and looking at it. And then the message comes through.
right. All right. So we got a couple people here that are ready to ask some dreams. I got Alyssa. Alyssa, are you still with us, sweetheart? If not Alyssa, Catherine Griffin, and then Rachel Montague. I see Rachel with a dream. So Alyssa and Catherine, if you'd like to bring up your dreams so we can take a look at them, we're going to go ahead and put Rachel's on the screen for now since hers is up already. It says a dream about my daughter who passed away. She was 2, and she tells me in every dream, "Don't cry, Mama. I'm okay. I haven't seen her in my dreams in a while, but it's happened. It happened when she first passed in 2017."
Well, my heart, my heart breaks. But what a beautiful thing for your daughter to come and say, "Don't cry, I'm okay." Um, okay, so you haven't seen her in a while, and so I'm thinking that she's comforted you. I've said in the past, and again, this is just my feeling, that when when a person passes, they go into nirvana. They go into bliss and happiness. And for your daughter to come back and say, "Don't cry, I'm okay." What what a wonderful treasure and blessing.
She says it
Um,
makes me feel better when I wake up, and she said she has said that to me.
yes, because I mean, as a mother myself, wow, um, your love, your world, your blood is gone. And so what a compassionate, wonderful thing for her to come back and just provide comfort. It still hurts. And as time goes on, the event goes farther away, but it still hurts. It's still current. But there's a comfort and a compassion. And so I thank you for bringing that imagery forward. I appreciate that very much.
Oh,
Oh,
she said, would that be her letting me know she's happy?
yes, they are in bliss. And so they want to comfort you. You know, they want to comfort you, and they know that your physical self is still on this planet, but they are in the world of spirit and bliss and freedom and pure love, pure love. So to come back and comfort. So don't cry, Mama. She's okay.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful. And I did get that was a sign of comfort. And, I'm relaxed and I'm okay. And she said, thank you. All right. Well, thank you, Rachel. That was a beautiful dream. And the connection is still there. I wouldn't worry too much. There's lots of peace. Lots of peace.
Yeah.
All right. Up next on my list, I've got Jessica Lambert or Jenna M. One of you guys go ahead and give us your dream. Jenna says she's so excited. She's never gotten a dream interpretation before. So she's really excited. She's got a long dream that she wrote it down. So she's dream journaling. So let's see what she has to say.
Yes, if I could, have a snippet and,
Jessica has her dream for us. I'm going to place that up here for you. It says, I dream of my mother who passed away, and every dream she hurts me. She makes my heart break, but she was the most loving mom. She was an angel, but it's like she's pushing me away.
Okay. So, I'm wondering if this is a memory. I every every dream like this is different, but I really, like the first dream was of the image coming back to comfort. So that's why I wonder if there was something that happened in the relationship, and that's being held on to as a memory. Was there a hurt? Was there a disappointment? And that is what is being remembered. I don't, and again, this is just what I'm picking up. I don't think it's your mother. I think it's our own feeling or our own disappointment. Is there someone in waking life that represents a mother that may have disappointed? And so that's what the image is coming. That's what's coming forth. I'm sorry. Do you understand what I'm saying? And is this resonating? Just because I don't know your relationship with your mother, she was the most loving mom. She was my angel, but it's like she pushes me away. So, so I can look at that two ways. Was there a misunderstanding, or was there something that was hurtful Or, you know, and I've talked about my father in my dreams. When I saw him, do I push him away? Because in order to embrace him, it would break me. It would break my heart all over again. So there's two ways of looking at it. So thank you for saying I understand you completely. I hope that resonates. Thank you.
So I was seeing a psychic energy here as well with it, and she says yes, but we talked it out. But the thing is, psychologically, you're still holding on to it, even though you worked it out. There's still a slender guilt that's keeping that alive, and the pushing away was showing me that it's time to forgive it. It's time, even though you felt that you've talked it out, it's still time for that forgiveness. Let it go. You've made peace with it. It's no longer necessary to hold on to.
Yeah, Ryan, thanks for confirming that, because
Mhm.
I still believe that, and like the first dream, you know,
Yeah.
that the being comes back in a comforting way. And so yeah, I pick up on that as well. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was seeing. It was going right along with what you were saying there. And it was just, you know, the thought is something that she held on to. She felt guilty about it. The passing made it come back, which she was hanging on to because she's trying to hold on to memories of her mother. But unfortunately, that one was a negative one. And her mom's just like, it's all right. Let it go. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
She says, wow, you guys had me crying. Oh, but hopefully they're tears of joy. Just know that she cares and loves you.
Yes.
It's it definitely is something that it's
And
okay to have peace with.
you know, and I encourage crying it out, because that opens the soul. You know, that really opens us up. And perhaps next time we'll hear a different message. So blessings to you.
All right. Well, Catherine had a dream that she would like to share. She was called on the list. So, Catherine, please, by all means, um, go ahead and share with us your dream. And Jessica, just another thing, just breathe when this dream happens. I encourage you to breathe. It's going to help mellow because I do know it stirs up the emotions, which can trigger a certain type of energy for the day. So, all right. Thank you so much, Jessica. And Catherine has blessed us with her dream tonight. Says, this was a reoccurring dream when I was very little up until my mid teenage years. I would see myself getting out of bed, walking through a dark house, downstairs into the basement. I would be drawn to our utility room where our furnace was. Inside there was a big cauldron with what looked like what looked to my childlike mind is melting wax. There was a huge wooden spoon that swirled on its own. When I looked into the cauldron, all I would see is swirling colored wax and the number 101. It was very frightening, and it was so odd that I only had this dream when I was sick. Then I would wake up drenched in sweat, and what's up with that? So would you like the first part back?
Yes, please.
All right.
Okay, so little up to the teenage years, walking through a dark house, downstairs, basement. So let me just make some comments. I'm going to make general comments, as I'm trying to write these things down. When I write down a dream, I look at keywords. So the first one I see is reoccurring. And it happened at a young age, very little up to mid-teenage years. So think about it. During that time, you're just starting to discover the world, just starting to understand the workings of how people behave and how they act, how things can swirl. You would see yourself getting out of bed. Okay, so out of bed, out of the comfort zone, and walking through a dark house, walking through the darkness of our being. I think of a house as our being with the many rooms that we have. Walking downstairs into the basement. So again, when I write down a dream, I even underline keywords: downstairs, basement. So what is the base, the foundation of, ourselves? Walking down into the consciousness of our feelings, of our psyche, and then being drawn to the utility room. Now, this is a room that is utilized, that has some utility, that things happen, and there's a furnace there, things that heat up. So this is absolutely beautiful. I'm traveling through your dream. These things may be different to you, but as I'm traveling through this wonderful imagery, I'm being drawn to where a furnace, the heat, the heart, the fire of the base of who I am. And inside there's a big cauldron. What looked to my childlike mind like melted wax. So I'm kind of thinking a little Harry Potter here, but what a wonderful story that was,
Mm-hmm.
But
Beautiful.
it's a beautiful imagery. So a big cauldron. So what do you think a big cauldron is? I think of a big cauldron as ingredients. You could put ingredients in a pot and make some stew, make something new, some tea, some stew, some essence, some beautiful things. Now, to a child, it may look like, what is this? Melted wax. It looks waxy. It's not quite real. Okay, this started around 1968 and scared the living bleep out of me. Yes. In 1968, or as children, when we come into things that are big, that are cauldron-like, that we've never experienced or seen, and it's hot, there's a furnace, and it's like, what, I just wish I was there in 1968, because I would just say, well, look at the cauldron. Look at the cauldron. Is there a scent coming out? And then, step away from it for a little bit. Then go back to the cauldron. And is there, do you smell food? Do you see candles being made? So, I know that when my child was very, very little, she would come to me with some scary dreams. And so I would ask questions like curiosity. So I would have asked, what does the cauldron look like? I ask these questions with curiosity so that it doesn't become scary. What was the next screen on that, Ryan? If you can.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, okay. So it was, when I would look into the cauldron, all I would see was swirling colored wax and the number 101. Okay, so what is 101? Sorry, I just dropped my pen. I'm so excited. Okay, so if you look at numbers, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 would be choices, opposites, black and white, here and there. Also, 101, is there a mother, a father, and then in the middle, a child? So that's another meaning. I mean, there's a lot of directions that you can go with numbers. But since a 101, exactly. That's perfect. Thank you for doing that. Basic, English 101, math 101, the beginning of something. And that's why this cauldron, this swirling, multicolored, waxy material can brew into something beautiful. And so, there's a part of me that wonders if you have been introduced to the world of magic, or maybe I shouldn't say magic. Have you been introduced or have been curious by the invisible world? Do you have any sensations? Do you have any intuitive, I sense that there's something here? Because a cauldron is a symbol of, well, I'm sorry to say that witchcraft has a negative connotation, and I'm sorry, it isn't. It is the magic and beauty that women have. We put together senses, and we put together art and beautiful things. I mean, that's the feminine side. I don't want to exclude the masculine, but generally we think of a cauldron as creativity, as coming up with something beautiful and creative. Ceremony, ritual, invocation, something that is beautiful. I'm so happy that you brought that image forward. Oh gosh, I could talk about that all night. So so I hope that.
So I actually discovered Wicca in 1992 and left a few years later as I had a hard time with many egos around me.
Oh, isn't that awful? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, because yes, and we need to get it together here. Intuitiveness, magic, it can be an ego thing. But these dreams were 25 to 30 years prior. Yes, I think it was an introduction to the invisible world. So it was an introduction to, and when I say magic in a beautiful way. Sense, food, love, spiritualness, joyfulness. And there are some people, and I'm sure, Ryan, that you have experienced in the psychic world.
Absolutely.
There's competition. Why are we doing this? Why aren't we focused in on the beauty and the magic of the work? So there are several Wicca groups. There are several pagan type of uh, belief systems. And again, I like to be open-minded, but I say I'm so sorry that there was egos involved and competition, because that's not what it's all about. I feel like I'm mushing my sentences here, but that's not that's not what it's all about. It's about a gathering. It's about the Lord and the Lady and gathering in nature and a cauldron full of beautiful things. It's about creativity and nature and being in the raw. So there are groups out there that have the purity, the pure essence of that belief system. And I'm so sorry. I too have gone to different ceremonies and have been among different people who have that ego, and I just smile and I can leave. I don't have to stay there. I can, right? So you can go off but find a tribe. Find like mind and a tribe, because I really sense that this dream, it came to you early, and it's filling your heart with some extra spice and a beautiful introduction. And it should not be frightening. It's a dream to learn from, but find a tribe of like mind, of women of men and women. I think about a woman because I'm a woman, but I also have participated in the Daughters of Diana, and it is female based, and sometimes I think they're a little exclusive or exclusive. They kind of exclude the masculine side, but I understand that, because they come from one of their rituals is, or one of their ceremonies is, during the Halloween time, they talk about the women who were burned at the stake for making tea. And so I appreciate that. I mean, I really I'm very sensitive about that. I appreciate it so very much. But again, I don't agree with everything, and they don't agree with everything that I think either. That's okay. As long as it comes from a place of love, from that cauldron of creativity. Thank you so much for bringing that forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Catherine.
I feel like I just went off a tangent.
With the wax, when the psychic energy that I was picking up off the wax is that there may be those who stir the pot, but the wax is still liquid, meaning you can form it to whatever you choose to. So Beautiful. You don't have to follow in their footsteps, but make something of your own.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. She says, you're welcome, and thank you. You are welcome. All right. We are going to take a little break, and then we're going to go with Jenna M. She has provided us with her dream, so I can't wait to see what she's got to say. It's quite a few little sections here, so she's been typing away. So let's get to that dream right after these messages. right, guys, we are back, and now we are here with Jenna. So let's go ahead and scroll back up to get to the beginning of Jenna's post here. And Jenna says, I had a dream. I was at a restaurant with my mom, white tablecloth. First, we had to share a little table with a family because the restaurant was so busy. Then the family left. We got the table to ourselves, and then a group of boys shared our table to the right and tried to pull the divider between us. Then the waiter brought me a long horizontal dish of chicken fettuccine alfredo and a normal bowl and then we got this snowman looking dessert with cherries coming off his nose. She said, then all of a sudden my mom started stabbing the snowman with a red marker. Then one of the tables near us got the same dessert and was disappointed, so I took a photo of their dessert instead. She says, then I woke up at 11:11 and I am 11 a.m. Laugh out loud. What does this dream mean?
Oh,
And my mom was a celeb. Was my mom thinks Caleb is the snowman who is stabbing with the marker. She doesn't like him for me, but not sure. So would you like the first part?
yes.
All right, here we go.
Okay. So when I look at dreams, I start looking at keywords. A restaurant with a feminine older figure, my mother. And when I see white, the color white, there's an innocence there. There's a purity, but it's on a table. So it's tabled. But there's interruptions. There's interruptions to this innocence, this purity, this food, this nourishment. Because first we had to share a table with a family. So now there's a different energy because there was a lot of energy in the restaurant. So there's distractions. May I see the next screen?
Absolutely. Get to it here.
Okay. Then that energy leaves. The family left. We got the table to ourselves. And then a group of boys. So now we have this young, masculine energy distraction. And they shared our table to the right and tried to put a divider between us. So more distractions, divisive. And this is supposed to be a nourishing place where you're receiving food and comfort and joy, but there's way too much distraction. Then I see at the last screen a long horizontal dish of chicken fettuccine alfredo. Yeah.
Ah.
And a normal bowl. So it's a long horizontal dish and a normal bowl. And then we got this snowman looking dessert with cherry coming off of his nose. So I'm trying to visualize what that snowman looks like. Is it Okay, I'm thinking of manju, or you know those. Oh, my mom's name is Joy. So you know how because I'm half Japanese, we have manju. You know, they're, how do I explain it? Uh, rice, they're rice balls, and they stack on top of each other. And we usually in our culture, we usually place those in at the New Year's time, and it's meant to be good luck, or have a healthy year.
Mm-hmm.
And so can I see the screen before that? Then all of a sudden your mother started stabbing the snowman with a red marker. So something is being marked. Um, and and there's distractions, there's divisiveness, there's a stabbing of that snowman, the vision of snow or purity, a white tablecloth, and it's being again disrupted. So I saw that in the next slide, that that your mother thought the snowman represented someone that you're with. Is that what I saw? So who is Caleb?
Is a gentleman she's seeing.
Okay. I also noticed, so it's very snowy. I've never made a snowman. It was like a white snowman cake, but he looked like a real snowman stacked up. I was so sad because I wanted to eat it. Okay. So I'm yes, she thought the snowman represented my ex-boyfriend, Caleb. She doesn't like Caleb. Okay. So what do you think of the ex? So was the breakup in waking life, was the relationship disruptive? Excuse me. Was the relationship busy? And then was the breakup kind of divisive? And did you, in waking life, did you see your ex recently? Or is there someone in waking life that reminded you of his personality? Because I'm seeing, well, first of all, I'm wondering, okay, for me,
Breakup wasn't bad. Our relationship was really good, but it was disrupted. He couldn't handle work, school, and our relationship.
okay,
I haven't seen him recently, but we always wanted to build a snowman together.
oh,
Representation there.
yeah. So in waking life, the imagery comes back as disruption, as something of innocence, something of purity, that an older feminine character, and we'll say it's represented by your mother. It doesn't have to be your mother literally. It could be the older, wiser, feminine nature of ourselves. And so that feminine nature was being protective, because what I'm understanding is the relationship was very disrupted. He couldn't handle work, school, and other such things. And I'm wondering if that's represented by the boys that also came to sit at the table and it's that young energy that wasn't as mature, and then putting a divider and, you know, just getting all disruptive. And so I'm just wondering if the dream self is saying, you know, mark this. It may not be a good idea right now. So I hope that resonates with you.
Absolutely. So I was picking up on some of those psychic connections in which you were talking about, and the snowman being something that they wanted to do. So she associates the snowman with Caleb, the mother marking Caleb as someone who is bad, the divider showing he couldn't connect with everything. So they were divided because of family. He knew her family didn't like him, so there's that division. But I'm seeing also that subconsciously in this dream, she understood all of it. So
Yeah,
she's understanding, but she was unaware in her waking life what the hell this dream meant.
you know, and there's that desire. There
Yeah,
was the snowman at the next table. And, you know, so let me take a picture of it.
right,
This would be really nice to enjoy this snowman type of dessert.
right,
However, the one at the dreamer's table was marked.
right.
So perhaps not right now. Yes.
Correct. And just you pointed out everything as I was looking at it. You were just pointing out every little detail I was looking at, like going, "Yep, that's right, that's right."
Oh, what beautiful images. Thank you for
They were
bringing those
gorgeous
images.
images. All right,
Wonderful images.
Akeisha. If we have Akeisha still, if she would like to share a dream, or Marie Taylor. Akeisha Marie Taylor, you're next on the list. And Jenna, thank you so much. And she says, "Oh, that makes so much sense. My mom also my best friend." That's
Oh.
my mom's my best friend too. She goes, "Oh, I didn't understand it until now. This is amazing. Thank you so much. I love this channel so much." You are welcome, honey. She says,
Wonderful.
"Appreciate you guys. No problem. Anytime. That's what we're here for. We're here to give comfort and understanding to things. Even if it's something we don't want to understand, we have to at some point come to a conclusion on the actions and things that we take in life." All right, so no Akeisha or Marie Taylor. How about Tiffany Hellman? Tiffany, do you have a dream that you'd like to share with us? Or Daryl Brooks? I got Tiffany Hellman and Daryl Brooks. All right, let's see. I seen Tiffany in here just a minute ago. And hi, Melissa. How are you, honey? We're doing dream interpretations tonight. So if you have a dream you'd like to share with us, get ready to write it down. We put you on the list. So get ready to share a dream and see if we can interpret it for you and see what hidden messages lie within your dream. All right. Tiffany, are you still with me, sweetheart? How about Stephanie McKinnell or McKeel? I'm sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly. Stephanie McKeel, are you still here with us? How about Christina? Oh, Tiffany's here. All right, Tiffany, do you got your dream that you'd like to share with us, sweetheart? All right, here it comes. Coming from Tiffany. That I recently dreamt of trying to secretly escape with my kids from my boyfriend in our house. He was angry. I was scared. I tried to act calm and lied that I had to leave with the kids for a doctor's appointment. All right. She's like, doctor's appointment. I whispered to the kids to leave all electronics so he couldn't track us. And we were in the laundry / kitchen area. I was did you want to see that first part of it while you're
Yes,
that other piece? All right, here we go.
Yeah.
And Christina, you are next, right after Tiffany, okay?
Okay, so yeah, I'm wondering if the boy in our, I recently dreamt of trying to secretly escape from my boyfriend in our house. So the boyfriend was in our house. So does the boyfriend own part of the house, or is the boyfriend just there in the house? So that kind of helps me with the relationship, the context of the relationship.
This is that one last part. She says, when I fell to the bottom and he lit me on fire. I was burned alive. It was painful and I could smell burning flesh. Then I woke up and he is not abusive in reality.
I fell to the bottom.
And she says, yes, my boyfriend owns the house.
Okay.
Yeah, she fell to the bottom.
So, now was this a recent dream, if I may ask? It was a recent dream.
Yeah, she said recently I dreamt of trying.
So I'm when I look at this dream, and so in waking life, do you have children? And are these children from this boyfriend? So again, I'm just trying to understand the context, the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So it says kids, and there's more than one child. And about how old are they?
She said yes, 4.
Okay, you have 4 children, and
2 from him and 2 from a previous abusive relationship.
Okay, and so how old are the children? I'm just trying to get an age thing.
12, 8, 3, and 4.
So they are young. So there are many aspects of this dream that we can go in. It's complicated when there's a financial tie and there's young aspects of ourselves that's involved. Because if you look at it from a point of children, you can also look at it as the child in me, my childlike ways of behaving, and that I'm trying to protect my child, my internal self. And so the dream is coming forth by saying secretly escaping. So it makes me think that on the outside, I'm happy. On the outside, it's not really abusive, but there's a laundry room and a kitchen. So there's cleaning and there's food and nourishment. And then there's a burning. And so what that makes me feel is I've been burned before. And the burning was so bad that I started to smell burning flesh. I was burning up, and it was sickening. So in that last panel, Ryan, and is there? I was burned alive. It was painful. So did you experience death in the dream? I lied to prevent him from chasing us. I told him that I had to take the kids to a doctor appointment and packed laundry, and lied to say we had to go to the laundromat. Okay, so there's some cleaning up here. There's some cleaning up, and the electronics. That's kind of the artificial way of tracking someone.
Yes.
Okay. So for me, when I go through trauma dreams like this, what is the dream trying to say to me? I've been burned. There's something I'm not trusting. What happened in waking life that felt familiar? And it's a secret. It's lying to part of ourselves that things are fine and that we'll just wash it out. That's kind of what I'm wondering. What happened in waking life to bring on those feelings? And is the dream self trying to say, this doesn't feel right. There's something here that's burning. And if you experienced a death in the dream, as I've mentioned before in your past shows, that sometimes when we die in our dreams, what is the dream self asking us to wake up to? So in my past, I've had to lie and escape with my older two kids from their dad, and my ex took my keys. So, taking the keys, keys are really the key to your house, the key to valuable things.
Right.
So what was it in waking life recently, that reminded of that particular event? Your current mate is not abusive, but what in waking life, was it like a little tiff? Was it a disagreement about the kids or something that brought on, okay, tried killing me in different ways? Oh my goodness. Like running me over with a circle saw attached to his truck. That is just, okay. So again, what I believe in dreams, when we die in dreams, what is the dream self trying to wake us up to? What reality is there in waking life that the dream self is saying, this old way of thinking or this old way of relating has to die, and we have to wake up to something new? But then there's washing away of something. There's a medical appointment, a medical appointment, and then there's secrecy.
Right.
So there's a lot of aspects to this dream, that maybe there isn't enough time to go over all these things, but I would just ask you to think about it. Think about what waking life event reminded you so that the dream self comes forward to advise, if that makes sense.
Well, I was picking up as you were talking and you were explaining a lot of things, but when she was with the boyfriend, the current boyfriend, the loving energy that I saw that she had, it was, to her, almost felt like a fantasy. So she was fantasizing about the love, but the experience in which she's had when she thought she was in love prior was negative. It went sour. And from what I was picking up, is that was what was triggering her to see what she had was not really love, and what she has today really is love. But she kind of combined the two in the dream with the current boyfriend, because the boyfriend wasn't the actual boyfriend. It was who she thought she was in love with. So technically what was standing in front of her was not either boyfriend, it was love that she felt that had burned her. So,
yeah, and so was the dream self saying that what burned in the past,
mm-hmm.
maybe that belief, that feeling,
Yes,
that way of relating has to burn away.
correct.
It has to die away. Is the current relationship, is he trying to convince you
Mm-hmm.
that, there really is love in this relationship?
Right.
But the reminder,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that, I always look at dreams when we die.
Yes.
What a powerful message that is. What needs to die in
Right.
order to wake up to the current situation? Yeah, very, very spot on, Ryan.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
just pointing it out, and I'm just following along with you. I'm
yeah,
taking my own notes.
yeah, yeah,
uh, Tiffany, she says that makes so much sense. I have a hard time accepting love and moving on from the past trauma, and that's what your mind's trying to let you know. Let it go.
yeah.
You're in a good place.
And that's what the medicine of the dream is.
Mm-hmm.
A traumatic dream like that, and that's what the dream body is working out.
Right.
So, I would read that dream over and try and fully die in that dream.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it that way, but yeah.
Right. No, I understand. All right. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for your dream tonight.
Thank
And
you.
we hope you understand some more of that meaning and it will resonate with you. All right, Christina, you were next. And then we've got Shay Joy. Melissa, we have you on the list, sweetheart. So hold on to what you're writing so we can put it all together. All right. So we're going back to Christina here. And she had a dream for us. So says, hello, Ryan and Marin. I recently had a dream in which I saw Ivan and I met at a church that's near my grandmother's house, which is near our old neighborhood, where we were holding hands and praying together. Huh. That's all she wrote on that one so far.
Okay. Now, I wonder I wonder who Ivan is.
Ivan is a gentleman she's interested in, also a long friend.
Okay. So, have you seen Ivan lately?
I know that one too, and no, she has not. But they
Okay.
have been on the psychic read in which she's had with him. They're psychically connected to one another and kind of bouncing off each other's energies at the current time.
Oh, okay. So yeah, It's desire. Um, it's a holy kind of feeling, almost a religious feeling.
It's just Ivan is my first love and crush, and so no, we haven't seen each other yet.
Okay, so that is that church-like feeling, that grandmother feeling, um, that longing to to become one. And sometimes when we pray at church, we don't really know who we're praying to, or we're praying to a holy entity. We're praying to a belief system, and
She said the
so
energy is strong for me.
how? I'm sorry, what was that?
His energy is strong for me, but she put
How?
how, but
Okay,
she mispronounced, or she wrote how, but it was supposed to be his.
okay, yes, okay. So and that's the church where we were inside is near my grandmother's house in our old neighborhood. Okay, so it is, something that is rooted deep within our souls. Um, it's a grandmother, a woman with wisdom. It's in an old neighborhood. It's in a comfortable. It kind of reminds me of a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Something that is very comfortable, and then holding hands and praying at a church. And so it's that desire for something holy, for something to come forth and be revealed. So it's a desirable dream. I hope that comes true.
Right, right. Exactly. It's a dream that she's. It's almost like lucid dreaming, trying to make it happen.
Trying to make it happen.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And she says, yes, deeply rooted by my grandmother. Uh, was not there, just him and me. So grandmother wasn't there, but it was by the grandmother's house.
Right. And again, it's not literally grandmother, it's
Hmm.
grandmother energy, wisdom,
Correct.
homeness, apple pie, that kind of stuff.
She goes, that would be beautiful if it came true. Well,
Yeah.
continue to can't manifest the energy. So all about that manifestation. All right.
Thank
Well, thank you, Christina. Thank you so much. Do we have Shay Joy? Is Shay Joy still with us? If she's not with us, then I need Vanessa Benson or Ray Lewis. If one of you guys would like to step forward, uh, Bindia, you're still on the list. We're not too far from your name, sweetheart. So just hang in there. But Shay Joy, Vanessa Benson, or Ray Lewis, one of you like to come forward and bring forth your dream? She said, "Thank you both." Kayla, we're doing readings tomorrow with Aquarius Roberts. So if you'd like to join us tomorrow to get a psychic reading, we'll be more than happy to give you one. If you have a dream you'd like to share with us tonight, that would be a beautiful thing. All right, so no Shay Joy or Vanessa. Ray, are you still with us? I seen you saying something to me just a minute ago. All right, so I'm going to look for Ray, Hope Wells, or Melissa. Oh, Melissa, she just had to go too. Shoot. Melissa, are you still here or did you go? Melissa, if you're still here, just say hi because I still have your stuff here. Well, hopefully she's still here. Okay. Well, this was Melissa's dream. Melissa says, I had a dream I was in a med office and was pretending I was the doctor The next day came and the physician took in and found that the patient was the doctor of the office and saw her the next day, and I was like, oh my god, she's the doctor. Hang on, we're gonna go down here. In the medical facility, I was acting as a physician treating patients. Come to find out the next day that the patient I was ousted was the owner of the facility, the physician. Very weird.
Okay, so I kind of need,
The first part.
yeah. Well, I need the events, the sequential events here. Okay, so you were in a med office and was pretending to be the doctor. The next day, and the physician took in found that the patient was the doctor of the office. Okay, I'm sorry. I need a little bit more just explanation on the next day. The physician took in and found that the patient was the doctor of the office. So on one hand, you're the doctor, and then there's a physician who took in a patient who was the doctor, and then saw her the next day.
All right.
I'm sorry I'm not following.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I think she was kind of confused about the dream herself, but she actually had to go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She had to go, so she had left. But Bindia, please share us your dream tonight. And this will be the last dream, guys, for the evening, okay?
Some wonderful images coming forth.
Absolutely. They're all great. They're all different.
Amazing.
They're all different. Bindia, are you still with us, sweetie? I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, I do apologize, guys. I'm terrible with that. Sorry. All right. Since my passed away 13 years ago, I get her dreams. She died due to an evil spirit. Since then, too many crows daily come to my balcony. They keep cawing for hours. What is this all? What all this? She said, "Mom." Since her mom passed away 13 years ago, she's
Okay.
I
And
get
your
her
mother,
dreams.
the mother comes in her dreams.
Well, no, since her mom passed away 13 years ago, she gets dreams. She died due to an evil spirit. Since then, too many crows daily come to my balcony and keep calling for hours. What does this all signify? And she said yes.
So I'm wondering, why is there a feeling that she died due to an evil spirit?
All right, good question.
Because crows mean different things. Crows have been, I'll just speak very generally.
Mm-hmm.
Crows have been warning. An experience I had many years ago, a crow came and said, your friend just went into the hospital. I went to the hospital and there she was. And she was shocked that I knew she was there. So they're messengers. Crows can also be healing. There's, in some cultures, there's a crow that had to steal the sun or something and put it back into the sky.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm in quarantine mode, so I can't think of where the story comes from. But you know, so crow can be restorative. Crow can be bringing light. Crow can be also, you know, I mean, in some cultures, in some sensationalized belief systems, that crow can be danger. You know, crow can be, and sometimes I think that's on TV, you know, or you know, you hear the crowing, the cawing of a crow, and then something bad is happening on TV. But again, you know, crow doesn't always mean evil and death.
Right.
So that's why I'm wondering about when someone dies. You know, I mean, there are many circumstances in which someone passes, but they pass, and sometimes it's not fair. You know,
They keep cawing in groups sometimes.
yes, they do. I've had crow conventions in my backyard. And, I mean, I've literally gone out there, and they were cawing, and they were having this meeting, and I went out there and I said, "Shut up!" and they, you know, they actually flew, but then they all came back and they started cawing again. You know, it's like they had one more thing on the agenda. So yes, you know, they will gather and they do caw, but again, these were birds that were gathering in my backyard having a meeting. And again, they can symbolize restoration of light. They can be a warning. There's many different interpretations or symbolisms of crow energy. So I just don't, and this is my psychic intuitive sense, it doesn't feel like it was darkness to me. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I was getting that the crowing, if she were to listen to the crowing, that certain words would be heard through the noise. And to pay attention when that happens. Because there's a hidden message within their voice. And she's using the crow's voice to speak rather than to show. She's trying to get her to hear it.
A messenger, yes, absolutely.
Exactly what you said from the beginning is their messenger. Mm-hmm. It says, "My house is haunted. They call at the spirits they see." And one of those spirits is the one we're just talking about.
I mean, all I can suggest is, you know, that you believe your house is haunted.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't do house exorcisms, but there may be some people that can do a house clearing. You know, there's a procedure to that.
Absolutely.
I do house blessings. I don't do house exorcisms, but there are people who are genuine. You have to be careful who you contact, because not only, you know, there's a belief system that the house is haunted, but there's also a haunting in one's belief as well. So perhaps that needs to be cleared out as well. Um, just a suggestion, but the mother figure does come in. And so I'm wondering, is there a different message that the mother figure is trying to convey? And Ryan, I think that's spot on. You know, the crows are trying to communicate in a way that, in a language that,
Right.
you know, perhaps needs to be understood a little bit more.
I feel as
And
though,
that,
like, listening to the crows, it will stop being noise and it will actually be words.
yeah, yeah. And that there will be a healing.
Yes.
You know, I'm seeing that a healing is needing to come forward. Yeah. I really hope that helps.
Me too. Thank you, Bindia, for your well, not for your question, but for your dream tonight. And hopefully you can, when this happens again, pay attention to the crows. You've already got your eye on them, but listen deeply. Maybe not with your ears.
And I'm also grateful that, you know, you brought up crow energy, because crow does get misunderstood.
Yes.
And so it's nice to bring forth these images with different people, because you'll get various perspectives.
Right.
So thank you for bringing crow forward.
Yeah, the movies have really given crows a bad name.
Yeah.
So, so they got a bad name from scary movies, but because
Yeah.
they're a black bird, they're very
Wow.
loud. People are scared of them. They're
Yeah.
actually very friendly if they're, trained.
They are brilliant.
Just like any animal.
They are
This,
yeah. They are brilliant. They can figure things out. They're just brilliant.
she says they are alerting me. I know. So
Okay.
now it's time to listen deeply, maybe not only with your human ears, but with your mind, because I feel that there are words, and the reason too for the crows to be the ones who bring forth this message is that this message is not for everyone to know. It's almost like it's a coded message just for you.
Yes. Spot on.
So, we're not seeing psychics getting in there and looking at what this message is, because the message is direct. Because there are people that I know that they'll probe people, the psychically probe people. I think that's crossing boundaries, and you shouldn't be doing that. But I do know that there are some psychics that do that. So sometimes the message comes through this way.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a beautiful message, and I think it's an important one. So when you have this dream again, please pay attention. Even get your dream journal and place it by your bed. So when you hear these things, you may get one word at a time each time you have this dream, but write it down. It may take you 10 times to get a full sentence, but you'll get it.
And healing will come forth.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And of course, Marin, you're always a pleasure to be here with. And I know that you're going to be taking a break. You're a very busy woman and have some projects going on. But guys, don't worry. She will be back. This is just a temporary thing. And she's going to be a busy lady for a few weeks.
Oh, yes. I have some courses to finish. I'm really behind. But I just wanted to say how grateful I am to listen to your dreams, and what joy and a pleasure and so much fun to feel those dreams that come forward. I fly in them. I crow in them, and
Yes.
I dance, and I enjoy food. So I'm very privileged, and I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And like we said, this is just temporary, you guys. She'll be back to join us and share her dream knowledge with us again. And I'm very excited about it. I love working with you. It's always a pleasure, like I said, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, from everyone here at My Psychic Connection, we want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please tune in tomorrow. We're going to be here with Aquarius Roberts. He's going to be doing some lovely readings with some tarot cards and give you some great information. Until then, this is Journey Ryan and Marin signing off. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.